We're getting into the top 30.
Yeah.
So we've gone from the top 40 to the top 30. It's been interesting discussions on all these guys up to this point, and I think the 5 we have today, there are going to be some good ones here.
Yeah, there should be some good ones.
This is some interesting guys, and we start with a guy that I am very concerned about because he leads my favorite team.
Yeah, well, I understand your concern there to a degree. All right, Jared Goff, Detroit Lions, he will come in at number 30. All right, Jared Goff. Let's hit on some of the positives right off the bat, okay? First off, big guy. He does have size, so his ability to kind of see over the line, throw with people bearing down on him, he'll take a hit. He is tough that way, Jared Goff. I give him a lot of credit for that. He is a pretty good athlete. I wish he would use his athleticism more. I think it's something you and I have talked about a little bit over the last year and a half at times where, move, run. He is good. Sometimes he can stand in the pocket and you're just like, okay, I know they're teaching you to stay here and go through the reads and be the quarterback machine, but go out, get out, make a play, do that. Sometimes he'll sit there forever and take a hit or risk a strip sack fumble because of that. Battle tested. Right? No doubt about it. He's played in some big football games. He certainly knows how to handle a little bit of pressure. His arm, it's strong, his arm. Now, what's the strong arm is, yes, can he push some balls into some tight windows and push the ball down the field? Yes, but at times he can lose control of that too. And he can also throw a ball that's not always the most catchable to go along with that. So that would be the thing, with Jared Goff. Now, to hit on some of the negatives, yeah, I'm kind of going there as far as there's inconsistencies in his mechanics. You've always heard me say that. Can we throw up that picture right there if you want for the Chris Simms top 40? That to me, just in itself, I think I talked about this last year. His motion, his arm can get too long at times. Even there with that throwing motion, to me, like he lets the angle break in his arm to throw the football too much. It's a long delivery. It's a long windup.
The ball is too far away from his head.
Definitely, yes. It's very rare to see, like, if you can come back to me now again, I don't like to, the ball's a little slick. Ooh. My hands are dry, too. Uh-oh. But, yeah, again, most quarterbacking, and if you're watching on YouTube, like, you see Rodgers or Mahomes or Allen, they always are here. Right here, 90-degree arm angle, right?
Yeah.
And then even when they throw it sidearm, all right, it still stays at a 90-degree angle. They just drop their body down and control it that way. Goff at times can let his arm, like, almost, I don't want to say get straight, but certainly break that angle. And then he'll let the wrist break, too, to where, again, he can piece it together in games and in certain times where you go, ooh, that's a perfect spile, great throw, great. But then there's other games and other throws that you've seen in everybody else where you go, ooh, that ball's kind of ugly or it's falling apart.
Sure.
He's got too many moving parts in his mechanics. So that compromises some of his power and his inconsistencies with accuracy and of that. That's what we're getting, that type of player. He is a pretty good decision maker, but he's not going to carry the team through a tough spot or go, hey, guys, get on my back and let me make something happen. I'll make plays off schedule, I'll throw lasers down the field like this and we'll change the game. No, that's not what he is. He is a little bit of a game manager. I'm going to say he's a little plus in that because of his arm strength to a degree. But, there is some flaws to his game, no question.
Before there was Tua and before there was Justin Fields, I think Jared Goff was the most polarizing guy that people saw because you ranked him 19th after that Super Bowl run.
Yes.
They're like, why? He was in the Super Bowl. How was he the 19th?
Exactly.
There's 18 better quarterbacks?
Right.
And you're like, maybe more, because then the next year you ranked him 24th. Last year he was 31st, so he's right around that same age.
Yeah.
And I think we have the stats now because part of it, the discussion with him was like, all right, well, maybe just Sean McVay just doesn't trust him, but maybe he's got abilities that other coaches would see in him, and he would kind of have different stats. And so you can compare now as we take a look at the 2021 Detroit Lions and 2020 Rams here. The numbers, they're very similar. Completion percentage is similar, and he was in a lot of ways the same quarterback. I looked at the intended air yards last year.
Right.
Last in the NFL.
Yeah, last in the NFL. They have to finagle ways to find completions for him at times. He can go through spurts where you just go, well, how do you miss that throw? How do you miss it that badly? Man, here's a chance for a big play down the field. It's off target. So, yes, he's been managed that way. And again, not to say that I'm right, but this is why I'm here and why I do these rankings. Because I'm the guy that's here to tell you, oh, yeah, just because he's in the Super Bowl does not mean he's one of the best quarterbacks in football. It doesn't mean that. Again, even in the 2020 season, let me just go back to that. He got benched for John Walford. John Walford got hurt at the end of the regular season, and they still wanted to play John Walford in the playoff game. And we're like, we think you could gut and do it. Even though this guy brought us to the Super Bowl 2 years ago,
right.
We're done with him. So I think that says a little too. So yes, there is some systematic help that is needed from Jared Goff. So I think between that and that's why it's a big year for him. This is the year to me that it's make or break. He's going to have to play good football, be consistent, and make some plays. We can't go through every game just going, he did pretty good today. He didn't screw it up.
Yeah.
Because that's really where we gotten a little bit with Jared Goff. He did pretty good today. He didn't screw it up. Or when those guys were open, he hit them, right? That's kind of where we've gotten. Let's be serious here. That's right. All right. I'll say it. I know you're nodding your head. You're probably trying to be nice to the Detroit fan base a little bit. But you know what I'm saying a little bit.
Yeah. The only thing is that there was not a great backup situation for the Lions last year. And so when he was not available, which was a few games, I mean, they could do nothing. Tim Boyle could not do it. And Tim Boyle's probably not going to be on your list here.
No, he's not.
John Walford's not on your list. That's interesting. But there was a significant drop-off when he was not in the game. And so as a Lions fan, you know he has his limitations, but also at the same time last year you were grateful when he was able to play.
Yeah, he does give you something there. And again, he's a guy that's been there and done that. Sure. So I think there's something to that. But I think it's, he's a guy that you look at to go, all right, can he turn the corner, or is he just holding the spot down for us one more year before we find an improvement?
Yep.
And, by all intended, the way it looks, I feel like it's going that direction. Yeah, that he did nothing last year to solidify in their brain to go, you're the guy for the future for a long, long time here. Now, I don't think they're a totally quarterback-centric team, and they're not going to put it all in on the quarterback, which I like. They're going to try to play a well-rounded game, run the ball, play action pass, defense, and they're going to try to make it not about the quarterback.
Sure.
But as we know, there's going to be a few games where, okay, you do all those things, but you know what it's going to come back to? The quarterback. Like in 4.5 minutes left in the football game, now he's got to make some throws or some big plays. Like we saw the Steelers game. There were some chances there that day where, man, if you just make a few throws in this game, you're going to go into Pittsburgh and upset them.
Yep.
But he did not do that. It did not take advantage. They should have won that game easily that day, and they didn't. It's I think scenarios like that are going to be big for Jared Goff this year.
And I think for a couple of years now, the Lions have said that they believe in Jared Goff. Brad Holmes was there in L.A. when they drafted him, and so they're going to give him a little time here. There was some thought that they would take a quarterback in the draft this year.
Right.
And they elected not to do that past multiple times. There was even talk that maybe at number 2, as crazy as that is now, hearing that they might take Malik Willis there. So what do you make of them passing on this draft class? And I don't know, are they just crazy enough to think that when they get to the Super Bowl or make the playoffs, whenever that is, that Jared Goff's going to be the guy to do that for him?
Yeah, I don't think they're that crazy. I don't. I would have been one that would have loved to have seen them, early second round, after the trade with Minnesota, take a quarterback, take a guy like Matt Corral, something of that nature. Yeah, I would have been all for that.
They had opportunities.
They did. They definitely did. But obviously there's something they just didn't feel comfortable with there. Again, this is where maybe the politics of the sports get a little involved with the Jared Goff situation. Brad Holmes from the Rams, he comes there. Maybe he was a believer in Goff, right? Wait, I'm trading away Matthew Stafford. So the next guy I have has to be some sort of a name. I can't just be like, hey, you got Matt Stafford, and we'll go with Tim Boyle for the next. Like, you got to be able to sell to your fan base that you're still trying to do something here within that. Then you do that, and the assets you trade away and everything there at the same time. Okay, so now you want to justify that for a year or two. I feel like they're stuck a little bit in like the justification of the trade, even though the trade was for more than him. It was about the future of their football team, and that's why they did it. But I think that, listen, they let go of Matthew Stafford, who's a top 10 quarterback in football.
Yep.
And they can't just let him go, for nothing. And that's where Jared Goff at least has a name. He's been to a Super Bowl. He's been to the Pro Bowls, all of that. What I'm sitting here to tell you is that he's a big-time, needs-a-system help type of quarterback. And he's going to be on the bench as a backup unless he can kind of make some more plays or some more high-level throws on a consistent basis going forward.
Should have some help, though, with Amon-Ra St.
They should
Brown.
be better.
Was good last year.
Right.
Jamison Williams, you like him a lot. Hopefully he's healthy.
I love their
early
O-line.
on.
Hawkinson's real.
They've got everything but that quarterback. But, hey, the Rams, they built everything but the quarterback, got him to a Super Bowl.
I know. So you can do that. Again, we'll see where it goes. And I think Dan Campbell, the way he is, like old school, they're going to run the ball. DeAndre Swift, keep it like efficient with Jared Goff, and they're going to hope they can play defense and win games 23-20, 21-17. That's the kind of football team I envision them as.
And I was talking about the Rams of a few years ago.
Yes, we know,
not
right.
just this
we
past
got you, right.
Rams.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.